It is now 10:01. This meeting will now come to order. Judge Zeller is out today, so I will be taking the charge of the meeting. So we'll start with invocation. Dear God, thank you again for bringing us here together, helping us to always make the best decisions that we have with the best information that we have. You know, God, that in our hearts, we only want what's best for Victoria County, so we ask you to always watch over us as we make decisions. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
Citizens communication, I do want to start that. Someone can come up if you have anything to say, but I want to start off by having a moment of silence. We have a very dear friend of ours who unexpectedly passed away. Robbie Burge was an asset to not just Victoria County, but many, many organizations that are going to have a deep void trying to fill those spots in for different positions that he was involved in. Robbie has his funeral is today. We will be attending that today. So I ask that we all just provide just a moment of silence for him in honor of Robbie. Thank you. Okay, citizens communication is open. Anyone that wants to come up that has anything to discuss that's not already on the agenda.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning, sir.
Morning.
I just wanted to give a shout out to a couple of my staff this weekend. We were super full Friday. We're going to have to euthanize for space today, and we're trying to avoid that whenever possible. And one of my staff came in on Mother's Day yesterday voluntarily. Her and another person came in with a couple of volunteers, and they got 16 dogs out to either fosters or rescues, which each adoption takes about 45 minutes to complete. So you can imagine, you know, how much work that is. To do it in 4.5 hours was pretty amazing. So I just want to give a shout out to my employees, Amber, Pyle, and Jordan. They both stayed and did a stellar job along with a couple of volunteers, Brooke and the other one's name I forget. But anyway, they both, we couldn't do this the way we're doing it without that kind of help and without the public's help also. So I appreciate also the public that came out and supported us through adoptions and fosters.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mark.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you what you do as
Good
well,
job.
Mark. Appreciate it.
Anybody else? If no one else, then we'll move on with our meeting. Item 4 is to consider approval of minutes and take appropriate action.
Move to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 5 is to consider approval of accounts payable and take appropriate action.
Accounts payable for May 12th, 2025 are $615,102.35. Supplemental payments are $755,296.60.
Okay, we need a motion.
Move for approval.
Second.
Got a motion to approve and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 6 is to receive monthly and quarterly reports from various county officials and departments and take appropriate action.
Good morning. Today we have monthly reports from the county judge, county commissioners, precincts numbers 1 through 4, district clerk, county clerk, district attorney, tax assessor collector, auditor, fire marshal, justice of the peace precincts numbers 1 and 4, constables precincts numbers 1 through 4, and pretrial services.
Move to receive.
Got a motion to receive?
Second.
And a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 7 is to consider approval of bond forfeiture releases and take appropriate action.
I'd request a motion to approve as per entry into the record.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 8 is consider approval of Citizens Medical Center interim vendor payments and take appropriate action. We have received the interim vendor payment report dated May the 8th, 2025, in the amount of $195,934.56, along with the ACH report dated May 8th, 2025, in the amount of $37,262.62.
Move to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, item number 9 is to canvass the May 3rd, 2025 joint general election and take appropriate action. And we have Margetta Hill, our elections administrator.
Good morning, Margetta.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
As the paper's in front of you, I'm Margetta Hill, the election administrator for Victoria County, do hereby certify that the above is true and correct for the votes cast on May 3rd for the joint general election for Victoria County Bloomington Incorporation, and the accompanying pages represent the votes cast in each precinct within the district.
Okay, at this time, Margetta, anybody in the audience that has any reservations, any comments, now is the time to make those. All right? Okay. So we will need a motion to accept those as presented to us.
Yes.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. So Bloomington is now an incorporated city.
Yes, and I wanted to thank Precinct 2, Commissioner Ort, for the work helping deliver the machines.
I got some good guys that helped me. So,
They did a good job.
all right, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Never thank us.
Yeah, good job,
All right.
Commissioner.
All right. Item number 10 is to discuss and consider the following in connection with the Victoria County Fire Marshal's Office and Aircraft Rescue and Firefighting, ARF, services and take appropriate action. One is to transfer of ARF division and personnel to the Victoria Regional Airport, including reclassification of the Director of Operations and Maintenance. 2 is to determine restructuring of the County Fire Marshal's Office, including reclassification of the County Fire Marshal position. And 3 is to appoint County Fire Marshal or interim County Fire Marshal and approve bond and oath of office. So, get this right, Heidi, we take a vote on this and then we do the interim swearing in? Okay, so I'll need a motion for 1, 2, and 3. No, 1 and 2. Let's see, 1, 2, and approved, and 3. The motion will come from the court.
I make a motion to approve items 1 and 2 under 10. Is that what you needed?
You need 3, too.
Yes, because we'll be swearing
'Cause we're
in
gonna
the
swear 'em in.
interim just after this.
Okay, I make a motion to approve items 1 through 3.
A second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. So at this time,
Judge Pro Tem Commissioners, I'd like to just state for the record in the minutes, so we can have it, the fire marshal position is being regraded to a grade 14 on your title and grades, and the director of operations and maintenance is being reclassified and regraded to a grade 15 on your general plan.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
okay,
What was the fire marshal before?
Yeah,
What grade?
Okay.
So because of the restructuring of those departments, Gianni, you've had to restructure those as far as grading them out?
Yes, so the job descriptions were drafted, the significant roles and responsibilities changed. So we took it through the evaluation in terms of responsibility, education required, and supervision. And that affected the positions. County Marshal came down, Director of Operations went up.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you, Gianni. Marshall, if you would come up, and we'll get you sworn in.
Marshall Frazier.
Yeah, we do.
Raise your right hand. In the name and by the authority of the state of Texas, you're going to repeat after me.
Yes, sir.
I, Marshall Frazier,
I, Marshall Frazier,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
or affirm that I will faithfully execute the duties
that I will faithfully execute the duties
of the office of County Fire Marshal,
of the office of County Fire Marshal,
Victoria County of the state of Texas,
Victoria County of the state of Texas,
and will do the best of my ability preserve,
and will do the best of my ability preserve,
protect,
protect,
and defend the Constitution
and defend the Constitution
and laws
and laws
of the United States
of the United States
of this state.
of this state.
I further solemnly swear
I further solemnly swear
that I will not be interested,
that I will not be interested,
directly or indirectly,
directly or indirectly,
in a contract with
in a contract with
or claim against the county.
or claim against the county.
So help me God.
So help me God.
So Marshall will be sworn in as the interim as of this day, subscribed to me on the 12th day of May 2025. Congratulations, Marshall. and
Thank you,
for
sir.
taking this
Thank you,
on.
gentlemen.
Thank you, Marshall, for helping out with this.
Yes, sir.
Heidi, does he need to sign anything? Marshall, do not leave.
Yeah, you gotta sign your bond. Sign it right now.
Thank you, Marshall. Okay, as Marshall is taking care of that, we're going to move on to item number 11. Is to consider approval of Best Friends Animal Society Network Neighbors Kit Grant and take appropriate action. So that'll be marked back up with Robin for the grant.
Yeah, so this grant is step 2 of a promotional thing we're trying to do to keep animals in the homes they already have, and it's a program that PetSmart and Petco Love came together with for Petco Love Lost. You see a bunch of orange signs popping up around the city and the county. It's an effort to get people to use Petco Love Lost, and an effort to get the community involved, keeping some of these loose dogs, getting them back home before we touch them.
Okay.
One way to not have to euthanize animals or adopt them out is if they stay home in the homes they already have. So.
Sure.
Part of this started from conversations I had with both these groups about using QR codes to get people to use it. I tried to get the city to help me put up signs. They didn't want to play that game, so Petco and Best Friends came together and came up with this idea. So we're one of 45 cities that was originally part of it, and I think, what is it, 15 now for the second part? 13 or 15 have been chosen to go to phase 2, and we're one of them.
Okay.
So they picked us mostly because our data is really good, and we're really strong in trying to get animals back home. So if we can get the community involved in this, that's the whole idea of the grant. So some of it is a cash amount of potentially, I think, $2,000, and then there's up to the potential of up to 10 return to owner kits that we'll give to public that wants to participate in this, like in the neighborhoods, and those are valued about $540 roughly. So we don't know how many kits we're going to get yet, but they took all our data for the last year and they gave us heat maps, and those kits will hopefully go to those areas where we have high intake and get the community involved and help them get them back.
Thank you, Marshall.
That's great.
That's all we need.
Good. Thanks, Robin. Thank you. All right, so I'll need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marshall. Okay, item 12 is consider approval of First Amendment to eCivis Master Subscription and service agreement, contract number, quote, 401-63295, contingent upon legal review, and take appropriate action. Robin?
So we entered into an agreement with this company for grant software services. There was a delay on their part. They had a lot of staff turnover and things of that nature during our onboarding process. So we have negotiated to extend the contract, the initial year, 9 months, in order to get us to that point where we should have been. So I just need to, I'm not super happy with the wording in it, so I'll be working with Kevin to make sure that that gets lined out. Other than that, it's just, I wanted to ensure that we were getting what we were promised, so.
Have we used any of it at any time so far?
Yeah. I was
So we, there's information in there, it's just not all jiving yet, and that's another issue with, if it would have onboarded properly, they entered all our current grants in, well, as long as it took, now I'm having to close those out and go and open new ones. Since it went live.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
Yeah, so that's why the extension is in there to ensure that we were compensated
Right.
for that before we pay the next invoice.
Okay. Good deal. Thank you, Robin. Okay. Need motion to approve?
Move for approval.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 13 is to authorize to advertise a request for proposals for construction services in connection with an old highway road drainage improvement project in Precinct 4, and take appropriate action. Precinct 4.
Is Amanda in here?
I can address that.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Judge Pro Tem, Commissioners, this is a project that Commissioner Sexton's been working on Old Highway Road with Civil Corps. This is a proposal, authorization to advertise for the construction of grading ditches and installing new pipes on Old Highway Road. The advertisement is going to be on the 18th and 25th of this month, and opening bids on June the 5th. We'll have an optional pre-bid meeting in the offices at 311 East Constitution to discuss that with any interested proposers. We recommend you authorize this advertisement.
Okay, thank you, John. Need a motion to authorize?
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 14 is to receive the following in regard to the Tipton Road Bridge Replacement Project located in Precinct 4 and take appropriate action. Commissioner Sexton?
Oh, I'm sorry. We're purchasing right-of-ways from 3 property owners. This is just running the first one with Dr. McNeil through court. I have 2 more to go.
Okay, need a motion to receive?
I move to receive.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 15. Consider approval of task order number 1 with Civil Corps LLC for professional surveying and civil engineering services for North Side Road Rehab Project in Precinct 2 and take appropriate action. Commissioner Ort?
Yes, this is initial phase of getting some of the topographical studies done through Civil Court for Northside Drive. Want to thank John, been really instrumental in help driving this project because it's a project that involves the city as well. It's one of those rare ones because part of Northside Drive belongs to the city of Victoria. So working together with the city, a lot of meetings. John's been instrumental. Commissioner Sexton, since he's done some road projects, has been instrumental in helping me out. I'd like to thank those folks for helping me get this down the road. And John, anything you want to add?
I would just ask the court to add the comment of after review of our county attorney.
Got you. Okay. I make a motion to approve this agenda item with the addition of what John had mentioned.
I second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Item 16 is to receive and approve the retiree health program renewal for 2025 from Bay Bridge administrators under the Hartford Medical Plan and take appropriate action. Kiani?
Judge Pro Tem, Commissioners, a couple weeks ago, we received notification from Bay Bridge administrators that in regards to our Medicare supplement that's afforded to our retirees, there were some changes due to legislation, and there is a price increase. So the current plan is no longer available to new enrollees. That increases the total month premium just under $100 a month. The county, as you guys know, supplements retirees' portion by 50%. So anyone added to this Medicare supplement from April 1st going forward will be billed the higher premium costs.
Yeah.
Retirees have been aware of this. They know that's coming.
So what my office will do is send a notice to any current retirees that are nearing the age to enroll.
Okay.
We had one retiree that enrolled at the beginning of April that's affected.
Okay.
And we have reached out to that
Okay,
person.
that's good.
Yeah.
How many do we have on this, taking advantage of this particular product?
We have just under about 45 retirees that
Okay.
use the Medicare supplement.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Need
you.
a motion to receive.
Move to receive.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, that, we move on now to item 17, is to consider approval of a request from the Victoria County Fire Marshal to allow John
Tonyak.
Pitonyak
Yeah.
of Northside Fireworks Store to open their store for fireworks sales during the Memorial Day holiday and take appropriate action. Now, we've had these in the past, and I guess they come from as individual requests.
Okay.
So this request is from John Pitonyak of Northside Fireworks. We received the request from John Pitonyak of Northside Fireworks Store to open their store for fireworks sales during the Memorial Day holiday. Under the Texas State Fire Marshal and by order of Commissioners Court, a retail fireworks permit holder may sell fireworks to the public beginning the Wednesday of May 21st before the last Monday in May and ending at midnight of that Monday, May 26th. This period falls within the requested time from Northside Fireworks Store. We will need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Item 18 is to consider approval of order ratifying the purchase of certificates of deposit and take appropriate action. Paige, is she here?
Yeah.
Yeah, Page.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is just a little cleanup that we have to do. If you'll look, these are all the CDs that we have purchased
Okay.
in the last quarter. Of course, when the rates started going up, we ended up with large bulk in certain days. And so we have a lot of stuff that we're trying to move around and spread out as we do this. So if you'll look, of course, it only covers 3 months, but if you'll look on the far end, all those dates are 27, 26, 28. They're all over the place because we're trying to spread out and get our ladder corrected. So, yes, and we are still getting some 4% rates.
There you go.
Wow,
We got some last week.
Good.
all right.
So, just some cleanup.
Thank you, Paige.
Move to receive.
Well, I think it's
Motion to
approve.
Approve,
Excuse
Second.
me.
and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Paige. Item 19 is consider approval of 2 commercial real estate listing agreements pending legal review for the following county projects, for properties, and take appropriate action. I guess Amanda or John?
I can address that.
Okay.
Yes, we've been negotiating with Jimmy Zappalak to list these as the broker, as Texas Local Government Code requires us to do, for 2 locations, 311 East Constitution, Suite 100. This was formerly occupied by Representative Jeannie Morse. It's about 821 square feet, listing at $1,212.02 a month. And then the 2604 Mockingbird Lane, about 700 square feet. This was where the former nail salon was, adjacent to Judge Miller's office,
Okay.
in the amount of about $900 a month. So we were getting these listed and shown so that we could possibly secure some tenants for those spaces.
Thank you, John.
All right.
Okay, need a motion to approve items A and B.
So moved.
And these will also be subject to the final review of our county attorney
Gotcha.
prior to
Got a
signing.
motion and a second. All in
Sounds good.
favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Item 20
Yeah.
is to consider approval of a road donation in Precinct 3 from David Huber, located at the 1500 block of San Antonio River Road, Victoria County, Texas, in the amount of $421.60.
Move for approval.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 21 is to consider approval of the following 2025 budget amendments and take appropriate action.
Sorry.
A, general fund, sheriff's office expenditures. B, general fund, various departments expenditures. C, airport operating fund, revenues and expenditures. D, emergency management expenditures. E, road and bridge precinct 1 expenditures. F, national school lunch program expenditures. Need a motion?
So move.
Second.
All in
A
favor?
through F. Aye.
Thank you, sir.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 22 is to consider approval of personnel changes and take appropriate action.
Just walking one in for the reclassification that you just did that affects Marshall Frazier.
That's it?
Move to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second?
Dang it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, that concludes our meeting for this week. Thank you for being here. Meeting adjourned.